in 1803 on Dunbar Creek, on the island that we now call St. Simon's, arrived a ship they call the York. Oh, to this day, where they stood, we call Igbo Landing. And they say that day that our ancestors, the Igbo, saw the condition of everybody else. And the rebellion broke out on board the slave ship. And those that had been chained and marching in together, said all of a sudden their spirits released. The fighting continued, it never ceased. Everybody looked up into the sky, and they said on that day, they saw our ancestors fly.
The sun kissed midnight and back again. For days, they prayed for heaven sent. For nights, they rode until they bled. Fate bestowed upon them again and again and again. Chains glisten on their soft and royal skin, crippling, resolution rippling through the sea in their eyes,
which
sparked a flame for the ocean within.
Met with the sin at the shoreline, and the tides began to turn. Through the fall and the rise with the waves of the tides, the heat from the soak of the soul's lost arises.
They threw the captives out to sea and saw the dawn of victory. And as they sat at the spine of the divine, their sorrow formed a storm in the soul-powered sky. And it cried, and it melted all the darkness that swept. Death swallowed by an ancient, hollowed-hearted sea of cries. And once they dripped as one, they came alive. From the shadows came the sun that fed the soil. And through the clouds, ancestors' tears poured down. Sweet nectar rain. And they sent their seed, and a star was made. A Geechee giant spawned from blood-stained clay. A newborn golden child, James Nathaniel Brown. Drafted by a team seeking a king, marked history's pages.
I don't respect white America any more than I respect black America. I think I'm a man, and I think on the football field I prove to be a man.
Retired in his prime.
It's the end of the Jim Brown era.
And took another route into the hills of Hollywood to shine.
I saw the movie industry as a out. You had the same kind of visibility, and you could break down more barriers.
Swept his starlight through the streets, paved ways with Jabbar, Malcolm, and Ali. Like the chief who walked the sea and brought the shadows to their knees, came a man who bore the spark that made the flame that slayed the dark.
Sometimes it takes a lot to survive, much less to thrive. Oh, but imagine what one story can do and the power and strength that it can put into you to bring you to a place where you can be free. Yeah. So now you know the story of the legendary Jim Brown and the resistance that was birthed into the Gullah Geechee, a proud people holding on to African legacy, the amalgamation of numerous African nations that birthed into that legend, how to fly.